Students, last lecture I have made discussion on what does means clause and what are the clause elements. There are 5 elements of the clause: subject, predicate, object, complement and adverb, and basic clause patterns. Then I have uploaded the different kinds of videos regarding declarative clause, imperative clause, interrogative clause, and passive and active clauses. Thoroughly discussion was made by the lecturers in that. As we have discussed basic clause patterns of English as subject, predicate, object, complement and adverb. And this sequence is nothing but it is a pattern of a declarative sentences. Suppose I write a letter. I is a subject, write is a predicate, a letter is an object. I am writing a letter now. I is subject, I am writing predicate, a letter object, and now is adverb. Means we know that these are examples of the declarative clauses, declarative sentence, and word order in English is fixed. But though it is a word order, subject, predicate, object, complement, adverb, it is not a whole or it is not a true story. The elements of phrases have fixed and definite place as a modifier plus head word plus modifier. But the element of the clauses do not always follow the assumed patterns. Means in the phrases we have studied pre-modifiers come before the head word, post-modifiers come after the head word. Their places are fixed. But in clauses, as we are discussing like a subject, predicate, object, complement, adverb, we assume such kind of the pattern. But we get a different type of sentences by arranging the elements of the clause in various ways. And these ways of structuring clauses are inversion, negation, interrogation, explanation, omission of certain elements, persuasion means passive and active voice, subject raising and style transformation. The clauses thus framed are called derived structures. Means we know that or we have studied about the declarative clauses, there is a sequence like subject, predicate and object. But we don't have such kind of structure in a derived structures. Means sentence places of the elements are changed. Here inversion or the fronting. When we think about such point, the element of a literal basic sentence pattern can be arranged in different manners. But this rearrangement helps to focus attention on the marked elements. Such arrangements do not bring about any major semantic change in the sentence. Means what is the word order, subject, predicate, object? But such places are changed. Though we change the places of these words, there is no difference in the meaning. There is no change in the meaning of the sentence. They bring the object, the complement or the adverbial into prominence position. For example, see here. We worship God, for Almighty God. This sentence, we worship God, God is worshipped by us. Okay. Means we is the subject, worship is the predicate, and God or Almighty God is the object. This is sequence. Subject, predicate, object. म्हणजे मी देवाची पूजा करतो. But here object is brought at the beginning. God we worship. म्हणजे मी पूजा करतो देवाची मी करतो पूजा. Is there change in the meaning? No change in the meaning at all. But order is a change, no. Here first sentence is that subject, predicate, object. For example, I write a letter. I write a letter. मी लिहितो पत्र. Okay. A letter I write. पत्र मी लिहितो. Is there change in the meaning? No. But here a letter takes the place of the subject here. Comes first. That is inversion. Or inversion means उलट म्हणतो आपण. That is fronting. Means that a letter is brought to the front, or here God is brought at the beginning of the sentence. God we worship God. God we worship. Okay. Then he fell down, for example, second sentence. He fell down. Or he came on Monday. He subject, came predicate, Monday adverb. Just as he fell down. He is the subject, fell predicate, down is the adverb. तो खाली पडला. तो सोमवारी आला. तो आला सोमवारी. सोमवारी तो आला. Is there a change? No. But there is change in order of the words. He fell down, down he fell. He came on Monday he came. Okay. Means how he is a teacher he is. Actually, he fell down. Down he fell. Down fell he. See, means that is the inversion. Do you understand here? He seems tired. Another example. He seems tired. Subject, predicate, complement. How tired he seems. Change in a sentence. Change in a structure. Change in a place of the words. That is called inversion or the fronting. Fronting means the last word is brought at the front. That is the fronting. Change in order, we can say. Means the rules derived from the examples are like here. Subject, predicate, object, complement or adverb. That is the basic sentence pattern. Okay. Then how the order is changed? Object. For example, I write a letter. Okay. I write a letter. A letter I write. Or a letter write I. See. Means we can brought at front object, complement or adverb, then subject and then predicate. Subject, predicate, adverb. Adverb, predicate, subject. Means he fell down. आपण वाक्य बघितलं. He fell down. Here, down, fell, he. Means as per the first rule, the element of object, complement or adverb is placed at the beginning of the clause, and this is called fronting. Okay. The second rule is based on not only fronting of a but also on transposition of subject and predicate, and this type of transposition is called the inversion. Okay. Means see here. Subject, predicate, adverb. Adverb, predicate, subject. Means totally sentence is a transformed. Do you understand here? Means in derived structures, how the sentences are derived, how the change in order is made, but without changing the meaning of the sentence. Okay, do you understand here? Means how so we change the order of the sentence as inversion or the fronting, but we don't have change in the meaning of the sentence. Okay, it is better stop here. We can continue the next part, make it negative or a negation for the next lecture. Thank you very much.